When people ask me why I chose Stellar as one of the core pillars of my blockchain work, my answer rarely starts with tokens or price charts. It starts with consensus, the invisible engine that decides whether a network is fast, cheap, and honest, or slow, expensive, and fragile. After 2 decades building enterprise IT systems and, more recently, tokenization solutions on Soroman, I've become convinced that Stellar's Federated Byzantine Agreement, FBA, is one of the most underappreciated innovations in distributed systems. Let me explain why, in plain terms. Beyond voting, what FBA actually does, most people know. Proof of work, POW, burns electricity, and proof of stake, POS, requires locking up capital. Both solve the same problem: how do strangers agree on a shared truth, but they solve it through economic weight. The more you spend or stake, the more you influence. Federated Byzantine Agreement, the mechanism behind the Stellar Consensus Protocol, SCP, takes a radically different path. Instead of asking, who has the most money, it asks, who do you trust? Each node selects its own quorum slices, small groups of other nodes it considers reliable. Consensus emerges when these overlapping slices form quorums across the network. There's no mining, no staking, no coin lockup. Trust is decentralized and configured directly by participants. In my experience advising financial institutions, this maps beautifully to how the real world already works. A bank in Sao Paulo trusts a correspondent in New York, which trusts a settlement partner in London. FBA formalizes that web of trust into a mathematically safe protocol. The numbers that matter, speed and sustainability. Here's where the theory meets hard data. Stellar finalizes transactions in 3 to 5 seconds, with deterministic finality, no waiting for multiple block confirmations, no probabilistic reorganizations. Compare that to Bitcoin's 10-minute blocks, and up to an hour for safe finality, or Ethereum's slower historical throughput. On cost, the difference is dramatic. A base transaction on Stellar costs around 0.00001 XLM, fractions of a cent. This isn't a marketing figure, it's what makes micropayments and remittances economically viable at scale. But the metric I care about most is energy. A single Bitcoin transaction can consume the equivalent of a household's electricity for days. Stellar's entire network runs on the energy footprint comparable to a handful of servers, because there's no computational race and no massive validator hardware requirement.